I just got done shooting the next edition of Riffing on Mail Call, and I thought as long as I had the camera and light set up, I would go ahead and talk about something else. I got a letter yesterday from my delegate, my Maryland State Delegate, Neil Parrott, who I wrote a letter to a few weeks ago about the same-sex marriage bill. I wrote asking him to support the bill. And I basically told him the same story that I told in the video about faith is not an excuse for discrimination, about my wife and I getting married, and Pastor Elaine, our Lutheran pastor who married us, seeing beyond our atheism and our disagreements, and allowing her Christianity to call her to compassion and to serve beyond her own beliefs and her own narrow version of the world. And, you know, this basically that you can use your faith and your Christianity as an excuse to do something good, even if that good does not fall within the realm of your personal beliefs. So I really tried to sell Neil Parrott very hard using that argument, which I think is a decent argument. And it didn't work. He voted against the same-sex marriage bill, as did every other member of our Washington County delegation to the General Assembly. But unlike my senator, my state senator, Christopher Schenck, who I also wrote to, Neil Parrott did at least take the time to send me a letter in response. I emailed him, and he sent me a mail letter, which is kind of a waste of money, right? He could just email me for free. But anyway, he sent me a letter back, and it's not a form letter. It's an actual letter that he wrote and signed, and it says, Dear Mr. Shives, thank you for your email regarding marriage. I appreciate you taking time to contact me regarding this important issue. While I appreciate your comments, I believe that marriage, by definition and throughout all history, consists of a man and a woman and should not be redefined for all Marylanders. Marriage is the foundation of the family, the pillar upon which any successful and flourishing society is founded. Marriage brings a man and woman together so that children can be born and then can be raised by both a mom and dad. While I know we don't agree on this particular issue, I do value your thoughts. I welcome your input and hope that you will contact me in the future regarding any issues that you may be concerned about. Sincerely, Neil C. Parrott, Maryland House of Delegates. Now, I want to thank you, Neil Parrott, if you ever see this. I want to thank you for sending me this, for taking the time to write back to me, even though I made it very clear in my letter that I was not a supporter of yours and that I was very strongly opposed to you voting against legalizing same-sex marriage. This is the sort of thing that I feel, this is just bare minimum for government representatives. And even though you and I could not be further apart on a lot of issues, and particularly the gay marriage issue, I want you to know that it means something to me, and it counts for something, that you would take the time to send me a letter in response to my email to you. I want to thank you for that. And I also want to thank you for reminding me that people like you, who are going to continue to work to deny gay people their equal treatment under the law and their basic civil rights of the sort that we straight people take for granted every day, have to be stopped. Neil Parrott is right now preparing to launch a drive to get people to sign a petition that will put this law, this same-sex marriage law that was just passed, up on public referendum and possibly have it repealed. And Neil, for that reminder to me that this work, this great and important work that many Marylanders, far braver, more courageous, more eloquent, and more dedicated than me, have put literally years of work into accomplishing to make sure that our fellow Marylanders, all of us, no matter what our sexual orientation, have the right to marry the person that we choose to marry. That this important work is not done yet. Not even in Maryland. Not even now that we have had this law passed through our legislature and signed. This work is not done because people like you, Neil, who are going to try to take that hard-won right away from people, have got to be stopped. You cannot be allowed to take this basic civil right away from people who have just now obtained it. That's wrong. What you're doing is wrong. And for reminding me of that with this letter, I want to thank you.